Hey, welcome to the inaugural episode of the Horse Lick Review. I'm Jake Westerman, and with me is a man with some surprisingly strong opinions about the Principality of Liechtenstein, Nathan Tanner. What's this show about, Nathan, and why do you hate all 12 Liechtensteinians?
All 12? I only hate 11, actually. But, yeah, we're just going to cover, everyday shit going on in the world. Crime.
And drop
random
things.
Weird news. Dropping the mice for the computer. Fucking everything up. That kind of stuff. But, yeah, just covering the news. What's happening in the world. Weird, new, stupid, fun, cute, everything in between. You want to start?
Yeah, what story you want to go with first?
Let's start with the cute animals. What kind of cute animal stories did you come up with for this episode?
I've only got one animal story.
One animal story? I got you beat.
Oh, no, wait, I've got two animal stories, my bad.
Okay. Give me your first one. Throw it at me.
So, let's see. The sea otter harassing surfers off the California coast eludes capture as her fan club grows. So apparently there's a sea otter in California that is, stealing surfboards and beating up surfers.
See, I heard a similar story to this. I think there was a separate story to this. I'm going to search it while we're talking about this. But there was a woman attacked by river otters. Not sea otters. I don't think it was sea otters. I think it was river otters. And she was seriously injured. It attacked her face. It was trying to kill her.
So do you think there's they're connected? Do you think there's an otter uprising? Or do you think the sea otter, are you trying to say that the sea otters are less hardcore than the freshwater?
Sea otters are fucking crazy. And so are river otters. They're all crazy. Otters in general are crazy. You watch any actual nature show about otters, you find out that they're, not so cute. I know Biz and I, my partner, we watched random videos on YouTube of these. I don't know, where were they from? Japan? I think they were Japanese. They had 2 pet otters, and they do these cute little videos of their otters they keep in their house and shit. But they're fucking gangsters, dude.
So they show them being cute, but it's really just otter propaganda.
Yeah,
because apparently they're beating up surfers and trying to kill women.
Yes, this thing, seriously, let's see. Woman mauled.
Mauled, as in with claws, or Darth Maul?
Yes.
Do they have lightsaber
right
technology?
Here, CNN covered it, bro. Woman attacked by vicious otter. I did not think I was going to make it out of the river. It was started as a fun, relaxing evening of inner tubing on the Jefferson River. Her name was, I'm not going to give her name. This lady, her 2 friends.
If it's in the article, why can't you give her name?
Well,
it's already in print.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Who gives
Jen Royce and her 2 friends had a traumatic experience after they were attacked by an otter. All 3 women received treatment for their injuries, some of which were more serious than others.
See, now you've done it. Now people know her name. Why'd you do that?
I don't know.
Why'd you let me convince you?
I wasn't going to dox her a second time. It's embarrassing to be you just got your face ripped off by an otter. It's kind of embarrassing, right? It would be embarrassing to me.
All right, do you have the Hank the Tank story?
I heard the Hank the Tank.
I know.
It's what is it now? It's Henrietta the Tank now, right?
Yeah, well, apparently a large black bear who's believed to have been the cause of 28 home break-ins has been captured. Let's see. Authorities in the town of Lake Tahoe, California, have been on the lookout for exceptionally large animals since February 2022. There have been 152 reports of conflict behavior, including 28 home break-ins. The animal's been referred to as Hank the Tank, but supposedly there were actually about 5 bears, the main culprit actually being a female and responsible for 21 of those break-ins.
So it's a gang of bears.
No, yeah, it was a gang of bears, but this is the most prolific one, and she's been dragging her cubs along.
Send the otters after it. send the otters after these bears, and
How many otters do you?
It'll stop. It was like it's like there'll be like crime stops. You give them little masks and like superhero costumes.
How many sea otters do you think it would take to
or
take
river
a black
otters?
bear?
Well,
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. How many sea otters and then how many river otters?
Sea otters are big.
Yeah.
So I mean, what?
But we've established
15 sea otters.
We've established that river otters are more vicious.
At least 30 river otters.
But they're more vicious.
True. I don't know if they're more vicious. I mean, I think they're
that-
all vicious. I think they're all equally vicious. I'm terrified of otters now. You look at their eyes. You ever looked at a sea otter's eyes?
There's nothing there.
It's fucking terrifying.
All you see
man.
is evil behind those
It's
eyes.
terrifying. It's terrifying. River otters are way cuter. Sea otters, I don't know. They look possessed or something.
Oh, do you think the platypi will be on our side when the inevitable
I don't
war
think the- I
comes?
don't think
Or
the
do you think they're
platypi-
double agents?
I don't think the platypi care either way. I think they're agents of Cthulhu, and they're just waiting for the end.
All right, so apparently the bear has been taken into custody. The average female black bear weighs up to 275 pounds, but I believe this bear was, it doesn't say, but I feel like I heard somewhere 400 pounds. They've put her into a nature reservation, and they're trying to, I guess, rehabilitate her and her cubs.
Oh, yeah. Don't they usually, like... I don't know if this is true, but I heard, like, usually they put them down.
No,
I think really bad about...
No, the
giving
article
them
goes on to
food
say that apparently they do move animals
Okay,
like
so
that
they
a
don't
lot.
do that anymore. I think they used to years ago.
I think it depends on the state.
So I guess that's a happy ending to Henrietta the Tank. Right?
Right.
Is it Henrietta?
Yeah, well, that's what the one dude's referring to her as now.
Okay.
What you got, man?
I just have this cute story of a black bear in Southern California was found taking a dip in this person's pool. It was a really hot day, and there's even video if you want to look it up. People want to look it up.
It was in California
It was
also?
in the Burbank Police Department posted a video on Facebook. When did this happen?
Do you think
July 30th. It's been a while.
Do you think it was Henrietta like cooling down after a successful robbery?
No. I think it was a really chill bear that was really hot and was like, bruh, I'm going to go take a dip.
How do you know
It's-
Henrietta's not chill?
Henrietta's a fucking criminal.
Criminals can be chill.
But anyway,
Michael
this
Jackson
bear,
wrote a
the
song
Burbank
about it.
Police Department posted a video on Facebook showing a bear lounging in a pool at a residence in a hillside neighborhood in Burbank, California. After its cooling dip in the pool, the bear climbed over the fence and headed to a tree. Temperatures in Burbank reached 89 degrees on this Friday of whatever. Yeah, it's just it's you got to check out the picture. I mean, he's sitting in the pool in the corner. He has his arm. He's lounging, like he's like literally just chilling in the pool. It's pretty awesome. Bears are I love bears, but also I'm absolutely terrified of bears.
As you should be.
Like my choice of like worst way to die that I never want to die is mauling by bear. That's my top number one.
Black bear, grizzly bear, polar
Any bear really, but grizzly bear mostly. But just mauling by bear is I don't want to go that way. Please no. I have another animal story.
All right.
It's a short one. It's just this happened on August 11th, 2023 at 9:06 a.m. Pacific time. An Arizona woman had a holy shit moment when she returned home and found a live rattlesnake in her toilet. So she came home, was going to take a piss, and somehow there was a rattlesnake sitting in her toilet.
Dude, that's one of my biggest fears. Is I've got two odd toileting fears, and one is that a snake will crawl up in it and bite me on the ass, like while I'm taking a shit, and the other is that I'll be taking such a brutal shit that I'll have a prolapse. and I won't notice it until I flush, and then I'll suck my asshole out.
Now I'm scared of that.
No, that is like, I've had that fear since I think I was like 16 years old. It's like, oh, one day I'm going to shit my asshole out and accidentally flush.
So this went from snake to just shitting your asshole out and flushing it out, not noticing that you shit your asshole out and then flushing it.
Yeah,
down
I
the
figure
toilet.
I'll just feel like immense pain and immense relief, and then horror as I'm dying.
Oh God! Well, this actually happened. This was a rattlesnake in someone's toilet, bro. Let's see. Stepped inside her house after a 4-day excursion and went to relieve herself in the bathroom. And when she opened the lid of the toilet, she was horrified to see a large black snake slithering around inside and staring up at her. This picture shows her grabbing it. If that's a rattlesnake, I mean, people can go online and look this up easily. Look how she is holding this snake.
Yeah, that's pretty
Wouldn't
stiff.
you easily be struck by that? Like, look how she's holding that.
Yeah, I could
and
bite you
she's
on the
filming
wrist.
it.
Yeah, I could bite you on the wrist pretty easy.
I don't know if this is true.
It could just be it could be a doctored image too. That may not be. Well,
Just to-
she filmed it, so
just
it could
to play
be
it up?
still from the video.
I mean, that's terrifying. How does a snake get in your toilet?
Oh man, apparently it's more common than you think. That's why I'm afraid of it.
Alligators in the sewers. I mean, now I'm going to be definitely checking the toilet every time I go to the bathroom now.
Water moccasins in my toilet. In my toilet.
Water moccasins in my toilet. And on that note, we're going to go to a lot darker area here. And I'm going to cover, which I've been following this for a little while, from following the news on it, and listening to other podcasts. I give a shout out to Rotten Mango podcast. I listen to it. It's a true crime podcast. Apparently, this case that's going on with this, I'm gonna butcher this, but Byun Ah Young, who is she's a South Korean streamer and social media star, like very big. She apparently took a hiatus from streaming. Said she was taking a break, but she told people close to her because I guess she had problems with stalkers, which I'm sure a lot of really famous streamers do have a problem with. But she traveled to Cambodia, and then she was found murdered in Cambodia on this trip, whatever excursion trip, whatever she was doing there. And then she was they found footage of her going into this, there's a makeshift clinic. They have clinics there, apparently. A lot of them, there are the people who are not actually doctors. They'll set them up, and they do holistic or traditional medicine. And these people,
Andy Kaufman-esque psychic surgery.
yeah, it's traditional, Cambodian or Asian style, herbal medicines and shit like that.
so
And they're not licensed doctors.
Okay, so
physicians.
ginseng and crushed tiger dong for
Shit like that,
erections.
yeah. And for whatever reason, she was going to this place, and there's footage because there's CCT,
Yeah.
CC footage everywhere there. And she was seen walking into the place. She was there for I don't even remember now, maybe an hour. She left, and then she was seen coming back another time, not long after, or maybe the next day, and then she never left. And the two people running it were a couple from China who had opened this shop for whatever type of shit they were doing in there. But nobody knows really why she was going there, whatever she was going there for treatment for, or what. But anyway, the CCT footage, or whatever you want to call it, I'm getting tongue-tied. Anyway, showed later that they left, see the car leave the place, and then they pull back up, they back the car up to the entrance, and it's kind of blocked by a wall where the camera is, and you can't see the back of the car. It's like a hatchback of some sort. and they're sitting there for a while, and then they drive off, and of course they apparently dumped her body in a construction site where there was like a big hole where they were digging, and like just water and shit in there, and they left her, and she was found a couple of days later. So they're still trying to figure out exactly. Says here the most recent things, and this is the thing about like South Korea too, is a whole big thing with like the governments of the countries too, is 'cause South Korea keeps this stuff really quiet, and they don't give a lot of information out to. It's just how they work, like when investigations and stuff.
Well, yeah, for privacy.
Privacy, they're privacy concerns, and they're a lot more, quiet about. It's not like here where fucking trials are fucking and everything is televised. And but anyway, she was injected with something at an unlicensed clinic in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and whatever it was, I don't know if it accidentally killed her or whatever, but these two people have been arrested. It's a couple, and yeah, they tried to cover it up. Whatever they were doing,
harvesting her adrenochrome.
Harvesting her adrenochrome so they could sell it to Joe Biden and
make the frogs gay.
Yeah, so he could get his memories back and know what he's doing as president. Yeah.
All right. I've got something that's not nearly as dark, but this made me happy because it's essentially about Renaissance era piss flasks.
Renaissance era piss flasks.
Archaeologists in Rome have unearthed a trove of artifacts from the site of a Renaissance era hospital built atop the ancient Caesar's Forum. Among these discoveries, most remarkable are 500-year-old urine flasks used for diagnosing ailments in what was once one of history's most bizarre medical practices. While I was reading this, dude, I was making a joke to myself. Yeah, they probably tasted them, and they probably tasted the piss samples back then. And when you read on, they fucking did.
Nice.
And apparently. Well, we'll get there. So, they excavated this in 2021. During the Renaissance, a Baker's Guild used the space to build their Ospedale dei Fornari, or Baker's Hospital. Workers at the hospital then created the dump to manage the hospital's waste, where artifacts lay undisturbed for hundreds of years. The archaeological... basically, it was a Danish and Italian project. They found a bunch of ceramic vessels that they believe these items were once used by patients at the hospital, and that the medical center may have provided patients with a gift basket consisting of a jug.
So they found a bunch of bedpans?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking for the I'm looking for the diagnosis part. A doctor would pour the patient's urine into a flask to observe its color, sedimentation, smell, and sometimes even taste.
Nice.
And apparently, tasting the urine was pretty effective at diagnosing their problems.
I think doctors should do that now.
Analyzing a patient's urine this way would allow a doctor to determine if he or she had any illnesses like jaundice or kidney disease or diabetes. Let's see, where is it? Historians specifically note that urine tasting was effective in diagnosing diabetes, given the excess glucose in a patient's urine that would give it a distinct sweet flavor. Mm. So if you had diabetes, your piss tastes better.
I bet you. Yeah, I bet you it tastes like Skittles.
Let's see. According to Gizmodo, one 17th century English physician, Thomas Willis, described the pee of a diabetes patient as wonderfully sweet, as if it were imbued with honey or sugar. After tasting, smelling, and examining the urine, hospital staff would dispose of the urine flasks at the dump, and probably their stomachs. You gotta get some of that sweet.
Next time I go to my doctor, I'm gonna, if I have something, going on, they want a piss sample, I'm gonna be like, Doc, I'm gonna need you to taste that to really tell me, really get an idea of what's going on.
I don't believe I have diabetes, Doc. Let's take
my piss taste like Skittles? Does it taste like Fruity Pebbles?
Let's taste test this. Get the nurse in here. Sir, why do you have a heart on?
I like that. What do these piss flasks look like? Do they have pictures?
Yeah, they've got pictures, but, this is a audio medium, so there's really not...
Yeah, I want to see the pictures, though. I mean...
Oh, well, actually, first look at the painting with the guy with the piss flask. That's a doctor, but it looks like a wizard with a decanter.
It's a piss wizard.
Piss wizard. A whiz wizard.
A whiz wizard. Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, look, there's another one.
They're all holding
They
these
all look like
wonderful glass. Like, yeah.
they look like RPG potion bottles.
Yes.
Filled with piss.
I highly recommend looking this up to anybody who listens about the piss flasks.
Oh, but there's the cracked actual things. You get an idea of what they look like.
Ah. Okay. They found chunks of piss flasks. That's the world of archaeology right now.
All right, moving on. All
All right.
I've got two more. So what do you got?
And then we can move on to other stuff. We can start looking at new shit too. If we've got, we want to take up more time or whatever. But
No.
the next story I have here is a truly, truly American story. Really reflects upon how all of us. It's the perfect example of who we are as a country.
Can I take a guess at what it was?
What is it?
Was it Chuck Norris with an AK-47 riding a bald eagle
No,
to the moon?
Man thrusts American flag through another man's head at Sonic in Oklahoma.
All right, yeah, that feels right.
That's very American.
And I'm proud
Yes.
to be
This
an
happened.
American.
It's been a little while now. August 3rd is when this was reported on. It probably happened before that. It happened on August 2nd, I think. Yes. Oklahoma man accused of thrusting a flagpole through another man's head at a Sonic, according to Tulsa police.
Did the dude cut him off during happy hour where the drinks are half off?
I don't know. Let's read on.
So I'm just gonna say I get it.
I mean, and maybe he stole his spot and he was really wanting that cherry slushy.
No, cherry limeade, dog. Get it right.
Officers responded to a call about a stabbing at the restaurant on the city's south side at about 7:30 p.m. on August 2nd, but arrived to find a victim with a large American flag lodged in his skull, police said in a news release. Witnesses told police they saw a man identified as Clinton Collins charge at the victim and stab him with a flagpole through his head. And from what I remember,
Did the flag
the guy lived. It was like through his face and his jaw.
Yeah. Now, did he go flag first or did he do the pole first?
The pole. I think the pole first, and
So
the
did he
flag is waving in the wind, all
Majestically?
majestic in all its glory. Yeah,
And it never touched the ground, right? Because that's a violation of the flag code.
it never touched. I mean, he
No, I've
made
never
sure it didn't touch the ground.
Yeah, I've never seen anything in the flag code, though, that says you couldn't stab a man in the face.
Now, that's what he gets, Collins said. Witnesses told police he deserved it.
Okay.
Collins was taken into custody immediately.
Is there no other context? That's what he gets? He deserved it? For what? I gotta know, did he get...
The pole injured the victim's head beneath his jaw and exited the other side of his head near his right temple area. The American flag was still attached to the pole at the time. America! Due to the size of the pole, firefighters had to cut part of it off for the victim to fit into an ambulance. Miraculously, we're told the victim will survive. So maybe he's recovering right now, but he will likely lose one of his eyes, or sight in one of his eyes. And Collins was arrested on a charge of maiming after a former conviction of a felony, according to police. There's no more details.
So you're saying he was arrested for hyper-patriotism?
They have no reason why he stabbed this man in the head with a flagpole. There's nothing. I'm assuming he got the last cherry limeade. I'm assuming that's what happened. But I just thought that was just a wonderful, heartwarming American story of one man stabbing another man with an American flagpole.
I just think it's an assault on our freedoms. How are you going to arrest a guy for hyper-patriotism?
I know. He was just trying to...
He was just making Sonic
He was
great
at
again.
Sonic. They just changed their logo to red, white, and blue.
Yeah, he was just making Sonic great again.
Definitely. Okay, you got another one? Is this your last one?
No, I got two.
You have two more?
So, this one's kind of old. May 1st, 2023. A South Korean student eats $120,000 banana artwork because he was hungry. So, dude, it's one of those. It's annoying, man. I like art, but a lot of modern art's fucking garbage that anybody can do. Because, like, listen to this.
Some of it. I like some of it.
Dude,
but I'm weird.
yeah, but essentially, it's
I
one of
get
those.
what you're saying.
It's one of those things like.
A blue canvas.
I can do
canvas just painted entirely blue, and it's
yeah, but I can do something stupid. I can do something stupid and say and pull some shit out of my ass as to what it's similar. Like, look, I wiped my ass with this $100 bill and I stapled it to a canvas to symbolize what's been done to our economy and how that rich people how rich people wipe their ass with our labor and exploit us. And all of that shit is true, but any asshole could do that.
If anybody listens to this, they're gonna rip you off. They're gonna do that.
I hope they do.
They're gonna be millionaires.
I hope they fucking are.
Okay,
but so. So anyway, like, because it's shit like that. But South Korean student No Hyun Soo removed Maurizio Catalan's piece from the wall at the Liam Museum of Art in Seoul, and then ate it, later saying he did so simply because he skipped breakfast. So it goes on to say, a hungry museum visitor in South Korea recently chowed down on Maurizio Catalan's banana art piece titled Comedian, which has an estimated worth of $120,000. No Hyun Soo, a South Korean art student, visited the Liam Museum of Art and reportedly ate the art piece simply because he skipped breakfast and was hungry. He then taped the banana peel back onto the museum wall. Let's see, the museum did not take punitive measures against No, but instead replaced the banana peel with a fresh banana. Typically, the museum replaces the banana every 2 to 3 days anyway. So who fucking cares? Like that's my point. Who fucking cares? And also, how's it worth $120,000 fucking dollars? And the original artist apparently isn't taping it up, so isn't the fucking douchebag who has to go to the commissary, grab a fucking banana, and then, like, tape it up there? He's more like... That's the new artist, isn't it? Like, the museum stated that it does not have plans to claim damages or press charges against the student. It happened suddenly, so no special action was taken. The artist was informed of the incident, but he didn't have any reaction to it. See, this incident isn't the first time a hungry onlooker has eaten the comedian, so it's not even the original fucking... Like, none of them are the original banana anyway. In 2019...
Hey, man, it's not about the original banana.
Yeah, apparently. So what is it? The piece of fucking tape? Is it the original piece of tape that's held the banana up there? Because I tell you what, dude, if it's held up every fucking banana for 3 years, that's a fucking amazing piece of tape. In 2019, performance artist David DeTuna snatched the banana from the wall at the Paradise. Oh, look, it's eating itself. A performance artist ate this. Like, it's a snake of crap that's just consuming itself.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Okay, fuck. Snatched the banana from the wall at the Paradise, whatever, in Miami. So I guess this thing goes on tour. The fruit
it's on tour?
Yeah, I guess, because this was in a different gallery. He ate it in front of shocked onlookers. But for the artist Maurizio Catalan, the frequent consumption of his work is no problem. Yeah, because how much is a fucking bundle of bananas?
I guess and this is so much weirder, but I guess you lump this in with, like, all the art, these protesters who are, like, defacing art and galleries all over the place. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You've read those articles, right? Like, where protesters are, like, fucking up art.
Yeah, I get that. But who gives a shit about somebody fucking up a banana? I don't care. Like, if we we would fucking murder all of the apes if we gave a fuck about, like, fruit being destroyed. We would have we would have hanged Gallagher in the 80s, dude. But anyway, Catalan acknowledges that his work is largely satirical and pokes fun at the absurdities of popular culture. See, again, assigning retarded meaning that any asshole could have fucking done. Like, dude, honestly, to me, the ultimate modern artist would be a guy who did artwork like that all the time, and, again, attach meaning to it. It's like, so I smashed up this PlayStation 5 that everyone's all obsessed with getting to just show how, like, consumerism is meaningless and pointless, and why would we tear ourselves apart for material gain? And, like, again, that's a good point, but any dickhead could do it. But do shit like that for 20 to 30 fucking years, and then on your death, then die. having this huge following, and then your lawyer reads your fucking will about how every bit of it was bullshit and you're all fucking stupid, and that was the true performance, that was the true art, you fucking ass lickers bought into it, and you're the same people who smell your own fucking farts. That's what it is.
I agree.
But anyway, I digress. So it's like, Catalan acknowledged that his work is largely satirical and pokes fun at the absurdities of popular culture. Even for those who have ingested his art, like David DeTuna, Catalan's art is a product of, quote, genius. The Guardian reports. Catalan's previous works include America, an 18-karat gold toilet valued at more than $6 million, and El Dido, a middle finger sculpture that sat opposite Milan Stock Exchange. In the case of, quote, comedian, the Perrotin Gallery told CNN that the banana is a symbol of global trade, a double entendre, as well as a classic device for humor. Catalan uses everyday objects in his art as vehicles for both delight and critique.
Delight.
Yeah.
Bananas delight me.
Let's see. Observers of the event note that Catalan's work, though comedic and often a critique of politics and society, still rakes in millions for the artist. The first copy, banana, of comedian at Miami Art Basel sold for $120,000, and the second sold at the same price. The museum put another copy up for sale at $150,000. I have traveled in 67 countries around the world in the last 3 years, and I see how people live, David DeTuna said to The Guardian. Millions are dying without food. Then he puts 3 bananas on the wall for $500,000. That wasn't me. That's what the fucking article says. But, dude, just come the fuck on. The best example of that, did you ever see the Simpsons episode? And shit, dude, this was over 20 years ago probably, where Homer becomes like a modern artist. And he basically does what I've been describing. I think he just goes into a rage and fucks up his lawnmower, and then people just instead of actually assigning meaning to it, people stand around and they're assigning meaning to it, and he's just going with it. Look, it's blah blah blah. It symbolizes a man's modern repressed rage.
I didn't see it, but with Homer, I would say, he would go along with other. As dumb as he is, he would go along with whatever everyone else is assigning to it.
But shit pisses me off.
Well,
dude.
this won't piss you off, okay? This article. We'll move to this one because that one definitely pissed you off. Flying aliens in Peru are tormenting villagers, in a small town, supposedly. There's been these reports in Peru that some type of alien forms have been entering their village and apparently attacking people, possibly I think they might have even reported kidnappings. The villagers have described the creatures as silver colored with long heads, faces, and yellow eyes that floated about a meter above the ground.
That sounds like cone heads with jaundice.
Some accounts described them as 7 feet tall, and one leader said they had protective armor. They're also describing them comparing them to Predator, where they had cloaking devices.
But they describe their heads like they're cone heads. So is it like cone heads with Predator armor?
I don't know, but they were. One was a 15-year-old girl was kidnapped in the Minas province, where it was harassing villagers almost on a daily basis or nightly basis. Some accounts, let's see, it went so far as they reached out to the police and the army, the military in Peru, and that they were investigating. And now the latest update that the government is saying they're they're claiming that they're actually human illegal gold miners.
Oh fuck yeah!
Wearing jetpacks.
Yeah.
Yes, Peru are actually they're reportedly attacking villagers in Peru. The flying aliens are actually human miners with jetpacks. The beings are reportedly attacking an isolated indigenous village. Some accounts describe them, like I said, as 7 foot tall.
But the Rocketeer's supposed to be a good guy.
Authorities, however, have a different explanation for the attacks. After traveling to the remote village, a 10-hour boat trip away from the province's capital, officers with the Peruvian Navy and National Police had a much more earthbound theory. Yeah, why didn't they use jetpacks?
Yeah, they should use jetpacks. 10-hour boat ride, 5-minute jetpack ride.
Yeah, like at least 2 hours maybe. They say the attacks are actually originated with illegal gold mining gangs from Brazil and Colombia. Investigators said the gangs were using state-of-the-art technology like jetpacks or thrusters that allowed them to fly. Police said the gangs began using jetpacks to explore deeper into the forest and were targeting the villagers to keep them away from their mining pits.
That sounds like a comic book, dude. That doesn't even sound like... The only gang you hear about having shit like that is like Intergang from Superman. That's not like... The mob's not known to have like jetpacks.
Yeah, like...
They are
the illegal miners and all that stuff. Yeah, that's believable. But then you put in the jetpacks and like thrusters.
We're the Boba Fett.
And then all the armor. Like one guy in an interview described it. He compared the armor or what it was wearing to that of like Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movie.
It's Mandalorian stealing all our gold.
So, yeah. So, who knows? I believe it's aliens. Yeah. I believe whatever these aliens. I think
Mandalorians aren't from Earth, bro.
I think it's like teenage aliens, like the guys from Dimension X and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the ones that are driving like the the hovering Cadillac.
Nice.
And like they're just having shit. There goes the mouse again. They're having fun, just like tormenting people, fucking with them.
And then probably banging mutated underage turtles.
And then, Earth chicks are easy. Wasn't that the movie with Jeff Goldblum? Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's teenage aliens coming down, just having fun. They're probably
stealing our gold and having sex with our turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, if you don't remember, Michelangelo was banging one of them at the end of that series.
Was he really?
It was implied.
Nice.
They weren't going to show like hardcore turtle on extra dimensional being sex, even though it was the 80s.
I mean,
we were ready for it.
That was entertainment at its best. They weren't cutting corners at all, pushing out like 50 episodes of every 6 months to a year. Let's see what else we can find up in the news, since that's all the
hold on,
planned shit I had.
I got one more.
Oh, you have one more? Okay, good. That means I can look.
But also, like, you realize how long that 80s Turtle series ran, dude? Like, it was years. It ran to like 96. You know that shit where they mutated and the sky was red? That was still the same series, technically.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. But there was like a whole thing. Like, I remember the first season. If you watch the first season of that show, how much higher quality it is.
Yeah.
The pilot in the first season.
Well, dude,
because after that it got so popular, they were having to pump out episodes, and you don't blame them. I mean, they had to make them super quick.
Look at it with that G1 Transformers, dude. I tried to go back and watch that. The pilot is awesome. You see those, and then it dips like 80% in quality with episode 2 or 3, whatever the pilot's not considered. All right, yeah. Apparently, mammals may have hunted down dinosaurs for dinner, a rare fossil suggests.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning this. This is cool.
So an unusual find in China suggests some early mammals may have hunted dinosaur for dinner. The fossil shows a badger-like creature chomping down on a small beaked dinosaur, their skeletons intertwined. The find comes from a site known as China's Pompeii, where mud and debris from long-ago volcanoes buried creatures in their tracks. It does seem like this prehistoric hunt captured in stone... It does seem like this is a prehistoric hunt captured in stone like a freeze frame. University of Edinburgh paleontologist Steve Brusati, who was not involved with the study, said in an email. But yeah, apparently they're finding stuff, and it looks like there were large mammals that hunted down dinosaurs, but more shockingly, much smaller mammals may have like attacked them and like bit them at the tail or the ankles and taken them down. So it's sort of rewriting what we know about the age
of mammals being like very like small and like out of the way.
It was always thought that mammals basically cowered in little hidey holes and waited, hoped the dinosaurs didn't murder them. But it's very possible that there were several
They were
mammals,
hunting.
chewing on dinosaur.
Nice.
But that's the gist of that
Interesting.
story.
Well, so for everybody who was worried about this story here, Willie the Texas rodeo goat. I don't know how many people heard, but he went missing for like several weeks.
Mm.
And he was apparently wandering in some
Finding himself.
cane and cornfields, avoiding capture in Willacy County near Houston, Texas. But he was found. They searched for him on horses. Local businesses aided in the search, donating 90 prizes and gifts worth $50,000. Not 50, $5,000 in total, including brisket, bales of hay, and beef jerky. But thankfully, Willie, the Texas rodeo goat, has been found and reunited with his rodeo family.
It would have been more funny if they were donating like goat cheese and goat's milk and stuff like
Goat
that.
cheese and goat milk.
Yeah.
He apparently, I think somebody needs to investigate into
It gone.
Willie's quality of life. Like, why did Willie run away into the cane
Yeah.
fields
What's the goat side of the story?
for weeks upon end?
Was there like a dirty, I don't want to disparage the rodeo, but was there like a perverted rodeo clown, like moistening his thumb and sticking it up his
As
butt?
the story unfolds, we might find out, but I feel like we may never know why Willie, the rodeo goat, ran away.
That sounds like a children's book. Wow, Willie the rodeo goat ran away.
Oh, here's a little bit of something on the entertainment side. I don't know how many people have heard, how many people read the comics. I haven't actually read many of the comics. I know of this comic and how cool it is. I would like to read it, but TMNT, The Last Ronin.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to actually pick up the trade to that. I've read a lot of the IDW. I've probably read like the first 100 issues of the IDW series. I don't know what number they're on now, but I did get up to the point where the Turtles killed the Shredder and took over the Foot Clan, and Splinter was like the master of the Foot Clan, and Michelangelo walks out on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's about where I stopped. I know they've introduced a female turtle, and not like the one from
That old show.
the crappy show.
That show was terrible.
I think, I don't know.
The Next Mutation, wasn't that show?
Yeah, that
called?
was terrible. But
Well, The Last Ronin, this story is like
Yeah.
all the turtles are dead except for Michelangelo.
yeah, if I remember right, it's an alternate. It's sort of like an alternate future for the IDW universe, and
Well, apparently they're making
a video game.
a game similar to, like, I don't know if it's going to play like THQ Nordic is making it, which, I mean, they've made some good games. I think they've made some stinkers as well. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
You were shaking your head. So what were some of the stinkers?
Right offhand, I don't know. I've read reviews of mini games and over the years, and I feel like THQ Nordic has been hit and miss. I might be wrong. They might be. I know THQ themselves has been hit and miss.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm sure about Nordic, but I think it's supposed to kind of play like a
I heard God of War.
God of War or Batman Arkham City or something like that. And that would be really cool.
That would be pretty cool. Man, I've always thought that you could pretty much do, and I'm more of a Batman fan, but you could do a Superman game sort of like they did Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, and the way to do it, the premise could essentially be Lex Luthor depowering Superman using red sunlight, since that makes him less powerful or drains his power. So what you would do is you would go throughout Metropolis if you wanted to keep it grounded for the first one, and you would slowly fight bosses and destroy the machines that are converting the yellow sunlight to red sunlight, and that's how you would gain more of your power. So at first you'd start out more similar to old school Superman, and you can't fly yet. You leap tall buildings in a single bound, and you have super strength, but it's not quite your ultimate level. And by the time you end the game and you fight whatever you fight, Lex Luthor in a super suit or whatever, and then you're, ridiculous.
Yeah. But it says, like, in this, it's a perfect fit for a modern sandbox hack and slash video game in the world of Last Ronin. Michelangelo is a barely sane wreck of a turtle, battling endlessly against an army of mindless, half-robotized villains, resorting to brutal violence in a quest marked by vengeance and pain. So, I mean, it sounds like it would be like hack and slash. It would be like a kind of an open world. It'd probably be, I don't know, if it's like God of War would be a little bit more linear. Arkham City, I think, was more open. You could traverse the city more and shit.
Yeah, well,
I think it would probably be more like that.
Asylum was pretty linear, though. I'd have to say.
So, I mean, it has promise. I mean, it seems pretty cool. It's a really cool way to go with the story from what the other Turtles games we're getting, which is kind of like, not to say Shredder's Revenge was not good, but it was like a throwback to the old school beat 'em up style shit.
Yeah, and this will be closer to, like, since it's going to have that serious tone, it'll be closer to like the Mirage stuff from back in the day, even though it is IDW based. But I don't know. I saw some guy mention that they should have made Leonardo the last Ronin. It's like, really? Why? That's the most obvious one.
Yeah, I also read an article about the guy when they wrote it. Like, the reasoning behind Michelangelo was really cool, just because. I mean, he's the last one you expect. I mean, most people, would probably expect Leonardo or Raphael to be the last Ronin.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's cool that Michelangelo is like, because it kind of builds on his character, because everybody looks at him as kind of like, the goofy, comic relief, lighthearted.
Yeah, but see, I like when they explore the fact that Michelangelo's got the potential to be the best turtle.
Yeah.
Because if he would just focus, but that's also what makes him so good, is he can be completely in the moment. There's been a lot of like cartoons and things that'll talk about, if he would just focus at all, he could be the best of them.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was pretty cool. But one of my favorite versions of Michelangelo has to be the IDW version, because instead of making him just goofy, his character development's really good in that series. He's very hopeful, and he's obviously got like a moral code. Because again, like when they take over the Foot Clan, he's the one who walks out on him, like, this isn't what we're about, and he goes out on his own for a while. I've very much enjoyed like the characterization of Michelangelo, because it's not to say that, I mean, the 80s one did the 80s cartoon did this, but he's not just the party guy and comic relief. Like, they really lean into like the hopeful aspect of him, and you know what I mean? I'd say he's a better, even though him and Raphael get along quite a bit, I'd say he's a better like opposite to Raphael, whereas Raphael's always had like the rage issues and the problem, you know what I mean? Michelangelo to me is more the yin to his yang than Leonardo is. Because honestly, if you think about it, Leonardo just suppresses his rage. It's there, but he's good at repression.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. I'll play it.
No, for sure.
I'll definitely play it. But on that, I guess we can end this episode.
Yep.
And we'll be back next time with more stupid, ridiculous news.
And hopefully be slightly better and more prepared.
More prepared and more entertaining than this time.
No, this wasn't bad for a first episode.
I mean, Biz did nothing back there.
You can't hear me.
All right, with that, see you next time.